Good evening, everybody. This is Hunter here.
Good evening.
And I'm here with Scott and Colin. And I just like to say, this is your last time, a couple months. Enjoy to the end of this year.
Yeah, I'll spit it out already.
Yes, thank you. Because you guys are not gonna dodge as many bullets as you have for the last year as far as bad movies, and Colin is pretending like he's jerking off over here.
Atta boy.
Yeah, it's very, like it's yeah.
Hunter, don't fucking lie.
You guys, I'm not lying. You guys have dodged quite a few bullets, and goddamn, this movie just fuck. So we're talking about a baggage claim is what this movie's called. Now, I'm sure
Does this movie have a lot of baggage?
Oh, man.
You know what Hunter doesn't dodge? Naked dudes.
Well, yeah, why would I want to dodge something that I like? I mean, but...
Touche.
Anyways, but this movie, goddamn, like... So I know I've talked about this on Broadcast before, that Tyler Perry, I think, is an abomination. I think he's maybe the most coonish person working in Hollywood.
Wow, this is a great way to start off this podcast.
I'm not sorry. Fuck that dude. I'm so sick of that guy just taking these black actors and just like making like they're just short of having like a banana in both hands. Like, I'm so sick of the way he uses like black actors, and just like it's frustrating because look, we haven't done a review for this because I want you or Colin, preferably both, to see this, The Equalizer, which...
Oh, yeah, have you seen that?
Yes, I have. And,
okay.
And look, Denzel is someone, like, I'm not one of those guys who, like, looks up to celebrities, but Denzel, as a black man, is an inspiration to me. Like, the way he carries himself, the way he's had such a long career...
As a man in general.
Yeah, as a man in general, yeah. Like, you should want to be like Denzel. And then you got Tyler Perry doing shit like, Temptation and Alex Cross and all this dumb shit that is just like, oh my god, you're getting paid for this. It's upsetting to a point that it hurts my heart. So, when I heard about Baggage Claim, I really was expecting to see the Tyler Perry logo somewhere. I was like, alright, here we go, another Tyler Perry movie. Surprisingly enough, nothing to do with Tyler Perry, but I'll tell you right now, you could have fooled me, because this is about as bad as anything that Tyler Perry has ever done. So let me get into the plot, and I use that term very loosely here.
Good, I would love to get into the plot of this movie.
So Paula Patton, do you know who that is, Scott?
Is that George Patton's black wife?
No, that is no, that is not George Patton's black wife. that was a great joke, by the way, sir. But she is did you see The Last Mission Impossible?
I did, yes.
She's the hot chick who's like the good girl, like kind of like the half black, half Mexican looking chick.
Oh boy, that's stretching it. Yeah, I don't have a great memory, but I'll go with you. I do.
She's man.
She's hot.
Google her. She's fucking gorgeous, and she's the one who was married to Robin Thicke before she got wise and said, "This fucker's cheating on me. Fuck you, I'm gone." So that's Paula Patton, and she actually she's really gorgeous and has a lot of charisma about her. So when I saw that she was starring this, I'm like, okay, like, sure, like, I can...
Okay, yeah, okay, I recognize her.
Yeah, okay, you see her now, yeah, she's fine. But, so...
Well, I mean, if you like those kind of girls.
Yeah, so... Nice. So in this bizarro universe that she lives in, she can't find a boyfriend, which is just fucking ludicrous beyond all reason. But
why can I never find a good guy?
Oh man, you what? Did you see this? Because you're pretty much.
No, I wrote the script.
Wow. Okay. Well, don't sell yourself short, because like even at your most drunk, you could write something better than this. But anyways, so she's dating this guy that she met, I think they say 2 or 3 months ago, And so he goes, hey, I want you to come see me for Thanksgiving. And she's already thinking about getting married. 3 months into the relationship. She's like, oh my god, I think he's the one. I'm like, whoa, scary. And so this guy, like, he works from some corporation. It really doesn't fucking matter. But he's like, hey, babe, I gotta go out of town for business. I'll be gone for like 2 days. I put you up in this penthouse suite. Now, let me say it again. Penthouse suite. Like, everything is comped.
So she's like an escort?
No, no. She works as she's a flight attendant.
Okay.
And so like,
pretty much the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, pretty much. Oh man, I've seen some of the flight attendants.
There goes our flight attendant demographic.
Yeah, yeah, I know. Damn it, Scott. But so she's like, so he's like, look, I'm gonna be gone for a couple days. I'll put you up in this suite. Just chill here. When I get back here, we'll have our alone time and it'll be great. So I'm like, all right, cool. But this dude, this brother has a yacht. He's putting her up on the suite, and she's like, okay, thank you. But then she's like, I think something's wrong because she's talking to her friend. Women, stop doing that shit, because she's talking to her single friend named Gail, played by Jill Scott, who I love. She's a black singer, I don't expect you to know who she is. But anyway.
I was hoping that she would be played by Oprah Winfrey's friend Gail.
Yeah. No, unfortunately. But
or Gail from Bob's Burgers, one.
Yeah, that would have been made for a much better movie. But anyway, so her friend is like, why does he need to do stuff on Thanksgiving? He's not doing work. He's cheating on you. And so Paula Patton, her character named Montana, she goes to his house, is stalking the shit out of him, like is hiding in trash cans, trying to see if this guy is cheating on her. And so come to find out, he is, shocker. And so she has a big breakdown. It's like, oh my god, I can't believe he's cheating on me. So, her little sister is getting married, right? They just kind of bring that up. They're like, oh hey, she's getting your little sister's getting married. Ah, cool. And so, apparently, somehow, they're getting married in a month. Don't know how that works, but sure. And so, her big plan is, hey, a plan that Gail and her gay best friend, Sam, played by Adam Brody, who of course you know from the OC because he's so dreamy.
Can I just bring up a social issue real quick?
Please go ahead.
What? I don't know.
No, you do. Go ahead.
I feel like these days it's being pushed a little bit that oh, look, we have a gay guy in our movie, or now I know that might be more demographically accurate at some point, but not everybody, we're progressive, look, we got a gay guy, I feel like a lot more these days is becoming more normalized. I understand, but it's just like Modern Family type, that's a great show, and I love it, and I love those actors, but it seems like, well, we gotta put that or else we're gonna be perceived as not tolerant or anything like that. We're a progressive movie.
No, I agree with you. By the way, the daughter on Modern Family who plays Haley, the older daughter. God damn, man. Oh, she's stacked like a brick wall, man. That woman. Whew, I would. Oh man, I'd fuck her so hard her mom would need a cigarette afterwards, man. I just. But anyways, what's frustrating about this is that they go, okay, so you need to find a man, or the one, as Paula Patton's character keeps saying. I want to find the one, I want to get married, blah, blah, blah. You bring up the social issue of, hey, the social progression of, hey, we have a gay guy in our movie. This is a movie hey, I don't care if you're a good woman, I don't care if you have a career, if you're approaching 30 and you're not married, you are not shit. And that is one of the biggest things this movie pushes that really pissed me off. I was like, I'm 27, and in full disclosure, I will be the first to admit the fact that I'm not in a relationship right now. It's not ideal, but it's not like I'm having a fucking breakdown because oh god, I don't have somebody. Oh my god, You know what I mean? But it is telling women practically like, hey, you don't have somebody? Well, maybe you should look in the mirror and discover why you're such a shitty person that you can't find a man. It's like, oh my god, really? This is what you're telling women? Like, it feels like Zack Snyder wrote this movie. It's like, oh my god, really? Like, this is what you're gonna push? And so, her big plan between her two friends is, hey, we work in the airlines. We're gonna put all your boyfriends, your ex-boyfriends, and like your ex-hookups, all that. We're gonna search them all, in over the next month. And whenever one of them gets on a flight, we're gonna give you some notice, so you can get on the flight with them and see if there's like a spark still there. Does this come across as stalkerish, Scott? The fact that she's like hunting these dudes down for, like all across the U.S. Yeah, exactly my point. And yet the movie's like, oh hey, isn't it wacky that she's like jumping back and forth from like flight to flight, and oh man, then you just want to celebrate her. And
what a metaphor for life, being on flights.
So it is like, oh my, like, and I think one of the things that just kills me about this movie is that it expects you to celebrate her. It really expects you to be like, oh man, she's like totally like, she'll find somebody, right? Right? You want to find somebody, don't you? Yeah, because you're a dumb audience who just wants to see this girl who, honestly, like I said, the concept that she can't find a man, like a good man, is goddamn ridiculous. There's a point in this movie, and it's one of the few good things about it, where she's changing, and you see her in this little thong and like this push-up bra, and she's got a body to a point where you're like, oh my god, like and you know how I am about like black women aren't normally my thing, but even I was like, holy shit, I would, like, and that's, and the movie kind of goes like, oh hey, like, come on, she's not that attractive, she's insanely gorgeous, and the movie's just like, yeah, sure, so just to kind of keep going here, she lives in this apartment, and she has a neighbor across the like literally next door, played by Derek Luke, whose career has just been fucking trash after he did that last Tyler Perry movie, and he's dating Christina Milian, you know, that random R&B singer who had like one good song and got knocked up by the dream, and that's like all she's known for. So they're living together. So guess what, Scott? Her, Monique, whatever the fuck her name is, and the guy living across, like, next door, they're childhood best friends. Go figure. Can you guess what happens there?
Sorry, you cut out. I apologize.
No. So I was saying, Montana lives next door to her old childhood friend named William, played by Derek Luke. And he's dating a girl named, oh god, what's this girl's name? It doesn't matter what her name is. She's played by Christina Milian.
Right.
Can you guess what happens there?
They do it.
No, go a little further. Go a little more cliche.
I'm not, it's hard for me to follow the storyline right now. I'm sorry, Hunter.
No. You buzzing a little bit over there, sir?
No, of course not.
Okay, fair enough. So,
no, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, I know you are.
Yeah, continue. I apologize.
No, you're fine. So pretty much they have sparks between them, right? And so you can pretty much set your watch to, okay, either he's gonna break up with his girlfriend or she's gonna break up with him. So in the course, and we're in spoiler territory, but you don't need to see this movie, so it doesn't fucking matter. But during Montana's whole escapade, you know, going cross country, following all these different dudes that she used to date, she runs into Christina Milian's character, and guess what, Scott? She's making out for another guy. Oh no! Oh my god! No way! And so, of course, she's like, oh my god, I can't believe this. Oh my god, how could you? So then, if it wasn't already confirmed, it's like, oh hey, you can set your watch to the fact that, hey, they're gonna break up, and guess what? They're gonna end up together, and oh my god, even if you're the audience, you're just like, oh, I'm so happy these two ended up together, because that's how good the writing of this movie is. This movie blows. I'm just gonna be straight up. This movie sucks. And like, even though I got to see Paula Patton like jump up and down to get some of her pants on, so you got to see her tits bounce. You know, I have Jennifer Lawrence's slutty picture, so you know what the fuck do I think that's for?
Not worth it.
But no, and like I said, Paula Patton, I will give the movie this. Paula Patton and Derek Luke, they have some charisma, and they feed well off each other. I will say that, and I was sitting there like, you know what? If the script, it felt like this needed someone like a Patton Oswalt.
Right.
It needed a punch up writer. It needs someone to go back through and go like, oh man, this is shit, this is shit, this is shit. We need to punch these sections up. And yet, it was just clear that the script never got no one went back over it.
Right.
It irritates to that level because of that. You're just like, guys, like, you had an audience here. You have a black audience who, and I'm just gonna say, as a black person, we want to see good shit. We really do. We want to see those movies made for us, but not talking down to us. Like,
is that your biggest gripe with Tyler Perry movies?
It
hey, look, it's a black movie. Black people like it.
That is my biggest gripe. It's like, because he treats us like we're fucking fools. It's like, look, dude, like, we want to support you because, look, you know, you started from the bottom, now you're here. I mean, you were a fucking homeless person, and you pulled yourself up, wrote your own plays, and became successful. I find that inspiring. But it's like, the fact you did that, your shit should be better. And you should understand that you have an obligation to black people as a whole to make something better. And you don't give a shit. You're just like, oh, hey, I'm writing, producing, directing, so I don't have to pay anyone to help me. So I can take all the profits, make these movies for absolutely nothing. I think a Tyler Perry movie at most costs $8 million to make.
It just seems like a big front. It just seems like I'm doing this for the black community and to liberate like black actors and stuff to like their full potential by giving them lead roles and whatnot. But I feel like there's a front there. So he's making so much money that like, and it's not a crime to make money, but
No.
like, it doesn't seem. It just seems pandering.
Yeah, it's just like it's frustrating to a point I can't tell you, because like, look, I will, again, full disclosure, since I've been drinking a little bit, why not? I will say, like, one of the most frustrating things about this is like, look, we are still in our infancy stages as far as this podcast, you know, like as far as building an audience and all that. But I'm gonna tell you right now, anytime I feel frustrated or I'm like, oh man, we should stop doing this, I realize I have an obligation not just to fans and not just people to get our vision out and to get our reviews out, but to black people, because I'm sorry, there is not a lot of good shit for black people done well by black people out there right now when it comes to entertainment. It's like,
you know, it kind of reminds me of you know, Donald Glover.
yeah,
He's a young black comedian.
love Donald Glover. Yeah,
Also a rapper, great music. And he's the actor as well, and that kind of reminds me of, he's a representation of that certain black community that may be nerdy or may want to wear tight jeans, or may not want to necessarily do what people associate with black. You know what I mean? So that, yeah, exactly.
yeah, and I'll just say right now, man, like they hit so many tropes in this movie. It's like, oh hey, one of her exes was like, oh hey, guess what? He's cheating on his I can't remember if they say if it's a wife or if it's a girlfriend. Like, played by Trey Songz, by the way, who, if you remember the last time we saw him, was in Texas Chainsaw, the reboot of that. Like,
oh, that's right.
Yeah, I mean, and he is just as bad in this. It's like, oh my god, it's like, and he's not a good singer anyway. It's like leave it to Usher. Like, it's just like, why do you have a career? It's just, and he's bad in this. The one thing that I will, like, outside of Paula Patton and Derek Luke, is Tia Mowry. Do you recognize that name, Scott?
Sort of.
She was one of the twins from Sister Sister. She's in this. And I gotta say, she aged well. She's hot. I was like, damn, okay. Like, yeah, we could have some fun. And she has a very small part, but she's like playing a crazy bitch when he finds out that he's cheating on her. So she's screaming like, "Motherfucker, how could you?" Like, and like just to kind of see her freak out was entertaining because it's so the opposite of her. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
and just to name drop a little bit because I'm so like that. I remember I met her when I was in high school, and she was such a sweetheart. She was so cool, and I was like, you know what? I really dig you. I'm gonna like, unless you really fuck up, I'm gonna like always support you. So I was really happy I got to see her in this. Um, and then you have Carmelo Anthony, his wife Lala. Used to do like MTV stuff. She definitely put on a better performance than the Knicks will this year. But
Wait, she's in this movie?
yeah, she's like oh god, I can't remember what she plays. She's like she works at the airport. Like I can't remember.
I will refuse to see any movie starring a actor, or not, I guess not actress. It'd be like one of the wives of the Real Housewives, or any reality show. I would never see any of that. It's just no.
Yeah, I mean it's bad. Like, and I'm really trying to sit here and look like Paula Patton. Like I said, her charisma definitely accounts for something. I think if given the right script, she can be good. Because I liked her in Mission Impossible, so I'm like, I don't think it's her, but damn it, like it's frustrating for me as a fan and just like as a black person looking for stuff to to laugh at and to cheer on. Like as much shit as it got, I thought the Boondocks was an amazing show, except for the last season, which was shit. But there's stuff out there, but it's like you have to look so hard to find it that it's really frustrating. And the stuff that is mainstream, it seems like, is shit like this. So,
and I think that's a big player in a lot of our plays in a lot of your reviews, as well as like the way you look at movies. Definitely is what a lot of what we're covering is kind of the black perspective on some of these movies, which is interesting to me. Not the black perspective, but also like the modern black perspective.
Yeah, because it is like, look, I mean, and I try really hard not to be this person, but it's like, look, if you're a black writer, or a black director, or a black podcaster, or whatever, it's gonna be harder for you. Sorry, I'm just being honest. It's gonna be, and yet at the same time, you can't use it as a crutch. You have to push through and do the best you can. And this was
nothing's gonna be handed to you. That's for sure.
Exactly. And this was clearly a writer. This was clearly a screenplay. This was clearly just people who didn't give a shit. It was like, oh hey, we have a pretty black or part black whatever lead. So what do we need to do? What do we give a shit? And it's frustrating past the point of almost believability that they put this out theatrically. This should have been on BET. This should have been on WGN Chicago, as a Friday night release. It's infuriating past the point that it's painful. So
now would you take like a movie like this that would infuriate you, or a movie like Kevin Hart would? I guess that didn't infuriate you, but more like a silly comedy. Would you prefer a silly comedy that like they just pandered to black people, or like a drama that like pandered just to black people?
That's a really good question.
Because I feel like sometimes like in the comedies it's like, oh, we're the black comedian, or what it fills a certain genre, I guess you could say. But drama is like, you got to put your chops out there, and that's when you're trying to prove yourself as an actor.
I guess I would almost prefer the comedy, because I feel like something like Tyler Perry's Temptation, which we watched, when they try to get dramatic,
right.
It was like, oh my god, you guys are really going here. And like I said, with this, like, I got a couple, I did get some laughs out of it. And part of it, like, and there were some parts I thought were charming, like Derek Luke. who she ends up falling for. He's always been a good actor, and she has good chemistry with him. So I'm like, okay, there's something. And for one of these movies, it's like one of the most important things is your romantic lead. So I'm like, okay, this is actually, going back here. I will say right now though, like, it made my heart hurt to an extent because I was like, I heard some good stuff here. Like, I felt there were points where it could have been good, and the movie just kind of went like, well, we could reach higher, but there's this really low branch of fruit we have here, so why would we reach higher when, black people would be like, oh, hey, it's a new black comedy,
I mean, and tell me if I'm wrong, but these movies, they do make money. Like,
oh, yeah.
Thing. Like, that's the thing about it, is that they do make money if they do what Tyler Perry does.
Yeah, exactly. Like, this is the thing, man. Like, there are a couple points where I laughed. I will be the first to admit, there are a couple points where I laughed, and there are a couple points that were sweet. But, man, you can set your watch to every fucking thing that's going to happen in this movie. Like, there's nothing that's going to surprise you. There's nothing that's going to make you go like, oh, I didn't see that coming. Like, it is so by the book, textbook. Like, you can, like, this is a movie made for people that go like, I want to know everything that's going to happen in the movie before I go into it. And
from what I'm hearing from you, it seems like it's more like a disservice, really.
That's a really good word for it. Yeah, it felt like a disservice. And it's like, look, if you have this platform and you're a black actor, black director, and I always say this, but it's so true. You have a responsibility to not only do something with it, but also you have black students, wasting away in colleges, trying to get their scripts off the ground, and this shit gets greenlit. It's painful past the point.
We do always come back to that.
We do.
We watch these horrible movies and we think of the brilliant, like, creative writing that is coming from, I mean, we're younger, but it's coming from younger people, It's like, not even younger, but people who, there are other people besides them.
I'm going to tell you right now, there's no way that me, you, and Colin could not write a better script together if we had 8 months. I'm telling you that right now. Like, it's irritating, and just to get to my rating, I really went back and forth because it's like, it made me mad, but then, like, it made me mad, but I was like, I don't know if this would piss me off, but then I kind of thought about the messages kind of sitting the women before it, in the third act kind of goes like, oh, well, don't worry, we're going to save ourselves, where it's like, look, you can be a woman, you can be a beautiful, strong, independent woman, but hey, if you don't have a man, then fuck you then. And it's just like, oh my god, that's a horrible message to give women. And the other message being like, this woman is going back to men who she's pretty positive from the jump are going to hurt her again, and that the relationships are going to fail if she gets back with these guys. And it goes back to that classic, oh, I'm a woman, but I think I can change these people. And it's like, no. It's like, some people are just bad for you. Stay away. And it's just, it irritates to no end that keeps happening. So, with all that said, man, I really was... The only reason I'm going to give this a D-, and I'm so I'm so close to giving it an F. The only reason I'm giving it a D- is because I thought Paula Patton and Derek Luke, I thought their chemistry was better. Was really good. That is the only reason this is not getting an F, because it was on the brink at multiple points. I was like, oh my god, this is so... It brinked on the go fuck yourself, but I appreciated the way it kind of wrapped things up, and I like the chemistry between the two lead actors. But goddamn, dude, it's shit like this that just makes you go like, wow, is Black Hollywood? Are we doing this now? This will be on BET in like 8 months, like, just guaranteed. Like, it will be like that thing they show right after, like, what's that? First and 15th or whatever the show.
Oh, right.
Or
right.
yeah, like
Hollywood, or First and 15 apart.
Yeah, 15 part, whatever the hell it's called, or like, you know, or BET Uncut, or like right after that black preacher yells for 2 hours in that lame ass purple suit, like this will be like on right after that, and it's just
Right.
it's irksome. And I never use that word, but it is irksome to a point where you're just like, man, people are getting money to do this shit. So yeah, I really didn't like this. Like, you get to see Paul Patton's boobs kind of bounce around, so there's always that. But, yeah, I mean, it's not good. I would never tell you to watch it unless I want to bet. I mean, like, it's not good, man. But, yeah, so there you go. And like I said, I'm trying really hard not to rant about black shit, but yeah, I obviously failed in that. But it's just,
no, it's okay. I mean, it's going to be there through everything pretty much most everything we do there.
yeah, so it wasn't very good. But I will say one thing that did make me laugh, like, pretty hard is there's a point where you find out her sister, because the reason she needs a man is because, like, her little sister is getting married, and you find out that her little sister and her fiance, who are going to college together, they've been dating for like 7 months, and they're gonna get married, and you're like, what the fuck?
Wow.
Like, really? And so then they're like, she gives this big speech about how, hey, you don't need to rush into marriage and da da da. And then just as soon as her speech is done, it's just like, oh, do you want to get married? No, I just want to do it because you want to do it. Well, we can wait till we graduate. And that is literally, it took a speech to get them to finally go like, maybe we shouldn't rush into this. And you're just like, oh my god. It's like, and I couldn't stop laughing because I was like, this is what this movie is giving me. So, yeah, it's bad. It's really bad, but, so there you go. That's all I got. But
you're welcome.
yeah, you're welcome, black listeners. But go ahead and like us on SoundCloud at soundcloud.com/therealpineapple, and like
775.
775, pardon me, and then like us on Facebook at facebook.com/therealpineapple, and go ahead and add me on Twitter on the Twitter at J Hunter the Real Pineapple. I believe that's my handle. The search Real Pineapple, you'll find me. And yeah, thanks a lot, guys. You have a good night.
Peace.